All right, well, I'm going to try to do this. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see it, but something interesting just happened. I had a 10-liter dry sack that I had previously, and I used to have in my hiking, this is the gear for my hiking backpack, I used to have a poncho liner and a Tactical Distributors Down Range puffy jacket that would go in this 10-liter dry sack, and that would go in the pack. Turns out, Tactical Distributors, I believe, no, Tactical Gear, different website, was selling another 10-liter dry sack. And so I thought I had other gear, such as I always carry an extra pair of hiking pants and a pair of Helly Hanson base layer top and bottom and a fleece mid layer. So I always have that gear in my hiking backpack, and I thought, well, if I have two 10-liter dry sacks, then I would be able to fit this other stuff instead of putting it in the Ziploc freezer bags, which do work well. I would be able to fit that in a different 10-liter stuff sack. The only problem is, if you look at, so this red one is Granite Gear. This is a Granite Gear 10-liter dry sack. It's actually very light. Well, look at the difference between the Granite Gear and the Tactical Gear. The Tactical Gear 10-liter dry sack is much larger. So the Granite Gear is made out of a type of nylon fabric, which is part of what makes it light. Whereas the Tactical Gear is pretty much a rubber sack. And obviously that'll stay dry, and that's fine, but it is a lot heavier than the Granite Gear. But the thing that's wild to me is they're both supposed to be 10 liters, but the Tactical Gear one is much larger. And I will probably be able to fit all of that gear. So my extra hiking trousers, my base layer, my mid-layer fleece, the poncho liner, and the puffy jacket will probably all fit in this Tactical Gear, and I'll only need one dry sack in here, which will leave this for other things. But that's interesting. So I thought I would try to see if it all fits. So let's look at that. So the poncho liner would be, it's kind of in here for emergencies, or if I use my hiking pack for an overnight or something like that. So I'm going to put that in there first, since that will probably be one of the last things that I would pull out of here or need out of here on a hiking trip. I'm probably going to need I may need the puffy jacket more than anything else, so everything else is backup. So I'm going to be wearing a pair of hiking trousers or shorts, so those hiking trousers are backup in case you fall in a creek or something, and the base layer and mid layer are there just for contingencies if something happens that I need more layers. So those, since I will be wearing certain layers to begin with while I'm hiking. So I'm going to pull my base layer top and bottom and my fleece mid layer. That'll go in here next. then the hiking trousers. And now we're going to see, is this going to work? Puffy jackets crush down pretty well. And voila! Now I only have one thing. Well, it's not only one thing. One of the reasons why my hiking backpack is sitting here like this is my 3-liter water bladder broke. So I just ordered a new one, and so that'll be in here. Then there will be this gear that I've gone over, and for emergency purposes, I have 2 6-foot by 8-foot tarps. So I can have a tarp shelter and a tarp ground cloth if I need for any reason. So those would be in here. And then I have other things in the outside of this. I do have a rain shell that always goes with me, one of a few different rain shells that I'll switch out in different gear settings. And I have a pair of rain pants. And then on the front side of this, I have trail mix and nuts and beef jerky and fire making materials, water filtration. I always carry water with me, but I carry the water filtration just in case something happens and I'm out for longer than I anticipate. I do have the ability to filter water, and I always have, in addition to that, first aid and extra set of skivvies and socks. So that's the other gear here. You'll see I do carry this is a folding shovel, and quite a bit heavier than most hikers' lightweight trowels, but it's a good piece of gear, and for the hiking with a pack, it adds weight, so it adds resistance, and so there's a health and fitness aspect to carrying that, but as well as it being a good piece of gear. So that's basically what's in the pack, and I wanted to go over those 2 different dry sacks because it was surprising to me, as I just cut off my head in the video here, that those 2 10-liter dry sacks could be so dramatically different in size. That's all I have for today, but I thought that was interesting, and let me know if you like what I'm talking about, and I'm going to throw this on my YouTube, so if you like it, hit like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll get to doing more of these types of videos and talk about my gear and my loadouts and my workouts and my hiking and backpacking and things like that. That's what I hope to do with this channel. All right, have a good one.